Bow to Senior Head Instructor.
Bow to Apprentice Instructor, black sash, first degree, and right. 100 jumping jacks.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Push-up position.
Yes, sir.
First set. Begin. 1,
Sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
Second set.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
Black set.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir.
On your backs, assistant team.
Yes, sir.
First set of 30.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir.
2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
set.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
Last set.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir.
Reach up.
Yes, sir.
Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Bend one leg in.
Yes, sir.
Reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Switch.
Yes, sir.
And reach up. Bend forward, touch your toes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir.
2, sir. 3, sir.
4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Bottom of the feet together.
Yes, sir.
Bend forward, touch your nose to your toes.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Seated angle, legs wide apart, lift yourself up and turn to your right. And shift to the other side.
Yes, sir.
And back to center. Seated angle, legs wide apart.
Yes, sir. Sir.
One, sir. Two, sir. Three, sir. Four, sir. Five, sir. Six, sir. Seven, sir. Eight, sir. Nine, sir. 10, sir. 11, sir. 12, sir. 13, sir. 14, sir. 15, sir. 16, sir. 17, sir. 18, sir. 19, sir. 20, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 6, sir. 7, sir. 8, sir. 9, sir. 30, sir. Can you arch your back? Try to do this as much as you can. Oh, that'll help the stretch. Reach to one side.
Yes, sir.
The more you can roll your hips out from under you and roll forward, the better. The better the stretch of the back of the leg. Reach to the other side.
Yes, sir.
Most of the time, as you get older, as a male, I don't live my life as a girl, so I can't speak for women, but the male, your back starts to get tight. You have to really stretch your legs. That's where most of the tightness in the back comes from. And most of the time, people complain about the lower back, and that's directly related to the butt cheeks, like right there at the top, gluteus maximus, and hamstrings, right, hip flexor, psoas, all that stuff locks in, and it's all connected. So a lot of times you might have a tightness down in the calf, and it's pulling on your back, and you didn't even know it. Right? So you got to make sure you stretch well. Widen the stretch if you can. I told the earlier class, they're kids. I mean, y'all are adults, y'all know this, but adults are more likely to not follow directions than kids. But they're adults. I do what I want now, it's just big kids. Drink water if you want your muscles to be really elastic. Like, drink water, actual water by itself. You can put a key lime in it, which really helps a lot with balancing pH and all that jazz naturally, and it gives a little flavor, of course. If you don't like plain water, me personally, I don't like plain water. It's boring. I'm one of those adults that won't drink water. Since we're not focusing on counting, I want you to really try to lean forward, try to pull the toes straight back towards your chest. Grab them and try to lean forward. Try to roll the hips out, try to stick the bottom out. So arch the back like a horseback, and then really try to lean forward as much as you can. Keep the back straight, try to lean forward as much as you can. Let's go, Sal.
Yes, sir.
Straighten back like this. Real straight. Now lean forward, just like that. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. And put your forearms on the front. Elbows, with elbows down. Yes. Breathe, and then relax until the elbows get there. Inhale, and then relax until the elbows get there. And try to get further each time. Just relax. Relax more. Breathe, you gotta breathe and relax. You gotta relax. Relax, relax. It hurts so good. You gotta let it go. Oh, come on. All right. Oh, that's how you stretch, is like when you're
stretching by yourself, when you want to go further, don't just yank on yourself. Inhale, and every time you exhale, just relax the muscles more. Because what happens is you have to consciously make them do it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So if you've ever gotten a massage, a sports massage, which really is different than a regular massage, they target the muscles that are the tightest, and they manipulate the muscle so that it relaxes. But if you help them, because a lot of times they'll touch you and it'll make you giggle. It's just weird. I don't know why. Either you giggle or you'll be in pain. So they'll touch you, and then you have to consciously work with them to relax the muscle. As they're squeezing it and you feel it tightening up or jumping, just you have to breathe and you have to consciously try to relax the thigh completely, and it'll usually loosen and let go. Does that make sense? So if you learn to do that with a massage therapist, they'll compliment you, because most people fight against the massage. Like a lot of times, if I go help someone with their stretch, if I pull their toes back, they start pushing like this, and it's like you're tensing the muscle I'm trying to get you to stretch. You have to relax more. So when you're stretching at home, it's just a pointer. Inhale and try to go further. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's try it now. Feet together, bend one leg back,
Yes, sir.
and lean back.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brooker,
Yes, sir.
go try to get your leg flat. You can actually sit up so. And try to get the leg flat. And then lean back as much as you can. And then as long as that stays on the ground, and you can flatten that foot. Like this.
Do it.
It's just it'll stretch the front of the leg,
Uh-huh.
and then we're trying to stretch all of the front.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
And switch.
Yes, sir.
And stand up. Stretch it out. With the additional stretches.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have been working on the dragon section. We've done the drunken section. We've been working on reviewing, of course, the drunken section and then doing the dragon section. So what I want is to run it once all together, and then I want to see you run it and see what we need to work on. Unless anyone has any questions directly after the first time. Take a stand.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
5 animal salute. 2 tigers. I did it first. Okay, so we're going to start from King Tiger to the tiger. Hold 8. God. Old man. The cage.
Man, exits the cave.
One finger asks a question.
Question.
First start punching back.
First start punching.
Second start punching back.
Second start punching.
2 fists continually punching downward.
Fist continually
Punching down.
Immediately punching up.
Immediately punching up.
Fist like an arrow.
Fist like an arrow.
Full sweep. Push sweep.
Full sweep. Push sweep.
Fist like an arrow.
Fist like an arrow.
Full sweep. Push sweep.
Full sweep. Push sweep.
Monkey. Steal the peaches.
Lucky. Steals peaches.
Dragon. Rusted claw.
Dragon. Thrusts his claws.
Sweep the sea to push the mountain.
Sweep the sea. Push the mountain.
Dragon stretches its claw.
Dragon stretches his claws.
Hook a star with a fist.
Start with fist.
Tiger pushes a mountain.
Tiger pushes up.
Flying arrow fist.
Flying arrow fist.
Flying dragon. Lands in the sand.
Flying dragon.
A pair pair of butterfly.
A
Pair
pair
of
of
butterflies.
Turning the body to strike.
Bodies with strike.
Unicorn step.
Unicorn stepping.
Butterfly palm.
Butterfly palm.
Continuous. Butterfly palm.
Continuous.
Butterfly palms.
Five animal salute.
Animal
Salute.
Two tigers. I didn't know.
Two tigers have a trust.
Take a quick 1 minute break. We're gonna come back out and run that.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. All right, come back out, come back out. All right, now I want to see what you got.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
So, let's see, who can lead? I guess what's all.
Dad. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Five animal salute.
Five animal salute.
Two tigers have a trail.
Two tigers have a trail.
No, you're right. Yeah, five animals.
Five animal salute. Two tigers have a trail.
Two tigers have a trail.
Very good. Okay, bring out someone else needed. Yeah, you need it. Really, really clean. Watch. You want to be really, really clean. Make sure you're doing your stances, real stances.
Sir.
That's a few. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Five animals.
Salute. Two tigers have a trail.
side of the trail.
Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Does anyone have any questions right off the bat? Anything that they're working on, anything they're trying to make different?
The second unicorn stepping,
Uh-huh.
it's a little crossed in my brain.
The continuous butterfly poem, that gets crossed for everyone. Okay, so, let's do unicorn, right, we're here. So now we're gonna wave up and switch hands, of course, stepping opposite the drum, one. Press and strike. But don't rotate. Don't rotate. Right hand's on top. No, don't rotate. This is rotating. So just go straight. Straight. No. Straight. Right hand on top. Go. You only got 2 hands. Switch it. Switch it. Put the other one on top. Go. That's how it goes. Straight. Boom. Uh-huh. Now, from here, you're going to switch the hands. Right? This doesn't really, well, it has a purpose, but it doesn't do anything, right? If you want to think of it that way. This is a transitional motion. Now you're going to do unicorn stepping again. So it's unicorn stepping. And then butterfly. Okay? Now, as you do it, it's best if you keep the wrists together or closest together as you can. So go back to, just did this, switch hands. Now step and block. Now as you wave up, you want to think like 2 rotating. Rotate here. Yes, as you step. Okay? So that's what the hands do as you step. Wave, step. And strike. Begin.
Yes, sir.
So the first unicorn, if you do them without that transitional motion, it helps a lot. So if you just do them independent of anything else, so you do unicorn, wave, strike. Uh-huh. And then if you do the other one, you'll go unicorn, wave. Go ahead and go wait in that front leg. Step and strike. Don't rotate. Don't rotate. Yeah. Reset.
Yes, sir.
So we'll add the transitional motion in a second. But if you cross, that's the unicorn stepping. Wave. Step and strike. Don't rotate the hands. Right hand on top. Right hand on top. Nope. Right hand on top. Derecha. Is on top. Yes. Push. Yes. Shift. Switch. Right here. Yes, 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 other hip. Put it in the other hip. Cross. So this one's here to check. Block. Block. Wave. Reset. So when you go do this wave, steps to a solid foot. Shift your weight to it. Cross. In addition, step forward, not onto yourself. So your heel shouldn't be next to your toe. You should be stepping forward comfortably or weight into it. Yeah. And then step to strike. Go back. So from here, this foot is already set up the way it's supposed to be. That's why I had you step forward. Now bend the knee, and as you twist into it, this hip is all where it needs to lean forward. This hip is where it needs to be. So when I push off this back leg to step forward, the back leg doesn't need to move. You feel your power. So you don't want to step, shift, and then step. That's Tai Chi. Let's try it again. So unicorn, wave, step into it, step and press. Good, y'all got hands correct, switch. Yes, that's correct. Cross. Wave. Here. Wave. your chest is pointed, that's where your face is also pointed, and that's where your hands are going. So that's really small, and if there was pressure there, technically you'd probably break your wrist. So what you want to do is spread the hands until they're flat. Straight but not straight, bent but not bent. The bottom hand can't be completely straight. It just can't. Not. I mean, the bottom arm can't be completely straight. Right? So if you're straightening it, you're not going to catch that. Yeah. So keep it bent, and if the push actually comes to here, right? And this is actually straight but not straight, bent but not bent. This is your bridge arm. It looks like they're bent a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if I rotate this one up, and I go like this, that's your bridge arm. When we go establish an iron bridge, right? That's what that is. So I just take this hand and rotate it, and then open the palms. It's the same thing. Does that make sense? Feet together. So that's the commonality of motion that we try to tell you. When we do basics, you can find the basics in the advanced if you study long enough, right? You do it long enough, anything, like you start finding connections anywhere. But now that's what I want you to do. So I want you to go here, like we do in. Now keep them bent as much as they are. Open the palms. And I want you to rotate your right hand down. And you see how that worked? Now separate them just a little bit, but you can straighten them a little bit if you really, really are comfortable. The more strong, the stronger your forearm is, the easier it is to flex the hand back, and the more likely you feel that cramp, don't you? The more likely you are to have that palm fully exposed, right? So that's why we practice yanking those back like that, especially during tiger claws and things like that. So over the years, you get more flexible in the wrist in that way. But then again, it's also sometimes genetics. You might not be flexible in the wrist. You might not get any more flexible in the wrist. So you have to suffice by separating and giving yourself an opportunity to get real pressure in the palms.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In addition, the reason I told you that is because we don't want power glyph, right? My hips and my energy are this way, but I push my hands this way. So as you can tell, it doesn't have its kung fu pop luster little thing, right? So from here, that hip turns the hips into the leg, gets that lock, and that gets you that power that makes sense. Does that make sense? So now let's do the move again. You're gonna try it on your own. So after I said all that, did all that talking, yours should look different. And it should be a conscious effort to change the way you perform the move. So don't just stand here and practice it the way you've been practicing it because you're ready to go home. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Focus for these last couple minutes and do what I just said. Hopefully you were listening. So we're gonna do it now. Cross. Palm for tender tether, right? Wave. Step and strike straight. The legs on top. No. Oh. Wow, this one. Don't rotate it. Strike. Yes. Switch. Wave. Strike. Nope. Switch it back. Now strike. Yes. Shift. Press and move. And then put. Nice. Just a nice preview of what we're going to go over next. Feet together. Alright, now try that move on your own. Really take the time. We just did it quite a bit. You can have space out. Stop being scared of the front. Y'all come up to the front. Nobody cares y'all being over here. You're going to watch me anyway. No. Go ahead. Stay low on those. Go low. Because when a tall person gets deep in their stance, it's impressive. Does that make sense? When a short person's in a stance, it's like, oh, that looks good, but it's like she's short. So it's like, when a tall person is like, yeah, people like that looks good. And because you got long legs, it makes your stances real dramatic. Copy, Mr. Miller? Rotate it, come back. Strike. So you can stay over there. No, can't rotate. Here. Go, push. Go. Stay right there and strike out. Just like that. Now pull it back to that hip. Just like that. No, no, no. Yeah. So just do it a couple times. Go like this. Come. Go. Strike. Back. Pull it back. Strike it a couple times. Go strike. Pull it back. Strike. Go. Yes. And now. Push and continue. And strike. Just no. Strike just like that. Straight. Yes. All right. Okay. Saul, come over here and follow Wesley. Actually, Mr. Hogan, switch places with Wesley, and Saul follow Wesley. You can follow, or you can follow Jacqueline.
Where can I start
Okay,
from?
you follow Jacqueline.
Like, where can I start from to do it in one step?
You can just start from the uniform.
Opposite the other way? Opposite. So if it's on that hip, it's gotta go to the other hip. Yep. If the leg is going that way. Try it again. So the hands go opposite the foot. So if the foot's traveling this way in front of you, the hands will be going that way. Now. So if they're on that hip, they have to go up to get to the other hip. Yes. Lock. Go back step. Nah. Put it back. Go back to.
Hold it like that. So you can spread it out.
Cross.
¿Estás confundida?
So you get more about it.
Now, if they're over here on this side, then they have to go up to get to the other side. Yes, go. And yes. 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 After you learn those three moves just by themselves, no one can ever tell you you're uncoordinated again. It's like, haha, bet you can't do this then. Like, what? How many limbs do you have? What was that? Press the boom, hand and foot. Reach up. Yes. Yep. Block wing step. Like uniform stepping. And then wave.
Okay, love that.
Wave to the other hip.
So,
Yes.
push out, so you push back.
Yes. Good. Good. Don't rotate it. Make sure it doesn't rotate it. Strike it. Strike it straight. Right that, just like that. Nope. Just like that off the hip. The same way it is on the hip is the same way it is when you push out. Yes. Yes. Good job. That's right. Nice. Oh. Try it again. Go forward to here. Switch. Opposite. Yes. Feet together.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. So, when you do the motions, now it's very easy for anyone to get thrown off. Does that make sense? Y'all been in class where I forget something, or I'm like, whatever, just, y'all know what's up. You know what I mean? when you practice, it's important that you are conscious of the motions that you're doing. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because you'll do them differently. You'll do them with intent. And when you practice, every time you practice is an opportunity to focus on some different aspect of the set. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Every opportunity. Anytime you do it, there's always something to focus on and improve on. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So then when you practice, you should never practice without something in mind. Otherwise, there's no purpose. Why be so tired? I mean, it's good to get a workout, but why be so tired at doing something that requires mental to retain, right? We expect you to remember this stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And you want to get better at your craft. So yes, a workout is really nice, and we do intend to work you out, but we do want you to also remember. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And it has to change. So anytime you have to do your best, just like I tell the kids, you have to do your best with each thing. You have to consciously be working the muscles and things like that. Now, when you go on a black sash, you can't get comfortable with the curriculum you feel like you already know. So I want to show you what I want you to perform it like. Now that you know, and now most of you know that the 30, 40, some odd percent of you know this one. Okay. So when we do our uniforms, we just came out of a pretty low stance, right? We were here. Just watch it, right? I want to see one. So this is a real cross, and when we do a walking cross, it's different than the ones we do in class. It's not like this. This is too tight. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
A walking cross stance is practical, and when you're walking and moving, you can barely. Most people want to cross their feet, but if you do, no one wants their knee right up against their calf. That's for training purposes, right? So we got one. Right? So when you practice to impress. Does that make sense? Not me, yourself. Does that make sense? It has to be nice. It has to look nice. So when you practice on your own, you're not just out here willy-nilly. Practice. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we got 30 seconds. I want you to practice on your own. Practice to the very best of your ability. 30 seconds. Go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Low stances. Bigger stances too.
Sir.
Bigger, because you're taller than that. Bigger, look. So yours are here. When you get to your bow, it's too short. So it has to be tight. So if you're low, bigger, lower, bigger, more. Step out really big. And then stay low, really low. Look. Lean forward. Push. Look, we're almost the same height. Okay, like that. Like that.
Put the time to the beginning. This side.
Oh, sorry, say it again?
The first one is,
No, it's this one.
yeah, one's here.
Yes. Yes. So, one of the big factors that we look for, especially as black sashes, is your balance. How balanced are you at any given moment throughout the set? If I came over and kicked you while you were doing your set, could you recover or would you fall over? Would you even be bothered or phased at all? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? So if at any point during you doing this, you see it looks like I'm stepping fast. Essentially I'm trying to get my root back. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get my balance back. As soon as you lift a foot, you're potentially off balance a little bit. You could potentially be taken off balance. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
sir.
when I step, I want her to get back to balance, get back to a balanced stance. Because I have to push them. Blocking. I want to get out of the way and get back to a balanced stance. So I get down. Do the next thing. Yes? Solid kicks. None of these. What's that? What's that? Who are you kicking? kicking the door open? Are you not at home? Stop. Now, I've done 3 classes in a row. If I kick like this, it's because I'm tired. Does that make I'm getting a little older. Not old, but I'm older. Does that make sense? Stop. Okay. All right. Grab your